Millie Weaver, and you're watching the Millennial Millie Show. So tonight we have a very special guest, Tori Maris, who, by the way, is running for Secretary of State of Ohio right now, and she's doing really well, especially for an independent candidate. So we're going to talk to Tori Maris about her candidacy and her run in Ohio, but we're also going to be doing something really special tonight. We're going to be talking about Tori's her latest film. I mean, I've seen some of this film, and I must say it is a very powerful film. So Tori, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me, Millie. I appreciate it. I mean, this is my first documentary that's up, right? And I got to share yours because you were you were detained for other matters, right?
Right.
And yours, this one is highly controversial too. I mean, it's not explosive, uh, you know, as yours was in regards to politics, but this one is more of a reflection. I think it started off in 2021 in June, and here we are. It's completed, and believe it or not, we put the audio together within the past 2 weeks. We like put this together in pieces in the past 2 weeks. It was done, and the producers, they worked overnight to get it done. And I had been sick. I had been busy, court and all, because like you said, I'm an independent, and I'm not any independent. I'm an independent that was put on the ballot 45 days before the elections, and because like you said,
Right. They did a lot of things to try to stop you from even being able to be on the ballot. I
correct.
mean, you had to jump through hoops and sue and challenge everything. I mean, despite the fact that you collected thousands of signatures, wasn't it like you collected over 5,000 signatures in Ohio for Secretary of State, and they
Yes.
still tried to keep you off the ballot?
Yes. And they actually broke the law the first time. And then the second time, they literally broke the law. And it was like shamelessly. It was actually embarrassing. Like I would have been embarrassed if I was, the Secretary of State. I would have been embarrassed. And the Supreme Court is now being embarrassed because the Supreme Court of Ohio completely said that pretty much that independents are lesser candidates than Democrats and Republicans with their ruling. And that's why I'm on the docket at the Supreme Court of the United States right now. And that's not a fight for me, it's a fight for everyone in America, to provide equal opportunity to anyone that wants to run, regardless of, their party. And, it's just what we're lesser citizens. So if we don't go through the casting call, which I know that you have exclusivity to premiere this movie called Enjoy the Show. It actually goes through at some point how politicians are selected. And
Right.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
and this wouldn't be the first time we've seen the rhinos and the establishment Democrats team up together to go after a person or a candidate, right?
yeah, well, I'm not any person, I'm like their worst nightmare. It's like
Right.
they've tried everything to stop me and they can't. And you know what's funny? There's like so many people out there laughing or at my expense. Oh, they blocked her. And it's like, yeah, but look where I am. I'm in the Supreme Court of the United States. Less than, you know, 10% of the people all year that applied don't even get heard. I went rocket docket. I filed and I was put on the docket. So who's laughing now?
Exactly.
You
And
know?
so I'm just going to say, guys, this film Tori has, it's called Enjoy the Show. It's very powerful. And I mean, if you've ever seen that movie Wag the Dog with what's that actor, De Niro? Is it Robert De Niro?
Huffman.
Okay,
Huffman
okay,
Hoffman.
so
Yeah.
that movie Wag the Dog, where they literally are showing how it's almost like the CIA's Mockingbird media, or how the intelligence agencies essentially put on a show for the American people, and how a lot of things are staged.
Yeah, how they invented a war in Albania in a studio, right? And then
Right.
they had all the media talking about this war in Albania that was literally a girl in a studio with a bag of chips, right? And I don't think, people watch these movies, but we're so desensitized because politics have just become so stupid. It's like Hollywood in DC. That's basically what it is. And
Exactly.
that's the problem. We laugh at the Democrats that literally tell everyone, hey, we have this foundation where we cast you for roles in government. But then the Republicans try to hoodwink everyone. So they think that it's like fair process and it's only good people that are running that care about the country. But you know what's funny? I was talking with very important people yesterday who were like, damn, you got on the Supreme Court. Like, this is huge. And I was like, you know what's funny is that, and I told them too, and that's why, I'm suspecting this is why some of them didn't tweet out or truth out red wave. But I said, if anyone actually pays attention to my filing, right, I ask for equal protection as an independent, but I also invoke my right to inspect the counting of the votes,
That's the key part.
right? And that
Inspecting the
means,
machines.
yes, I have to see how it counts. The law says I can, I should see it. So the question everyone should be asking is, with all this election fraud questioning, why didn't the GOP ever say, well, we're going to inspect the counting of the votes since they have the legal right to?
I mean,
You see where,
that's the question, isn't it, right?
right?
Why didn't they inspect the machines? And well, it's partially though, Tori, because isn't it that they say that the code is proprietary inside the machines
It
and that's
doesn't
why they don't
matter.
let you see it?
Actually, in the Supreme Court of Ohio, who are now I've appealed their decision to the Supreme Court of the United States and they accepted it, right? I didn't just lawsuit, right? I actually got in there. They didn't even answer that question because Frank LaRose, who's the incumbent in the Rhino that Ohio has, pretty much when he responded to my request about the counting software, I didn't ask for all the source code. I asked for very specific source code in the tabulator portion. He didn't even know how they worked. And then he admitted, well, nope, I don't see that either. And it's like, so then how do you have confidence in your elections when you don't know the software is counting each vote one for one and not fractionalizing or omitting? And
That's right.
so, and that's the thing. Like, and then when I get haters, I'm like, you're on your lawn chair. I'm in the Supreme Court. Don't talk to me. Okay. We're not the same. You talk a good game. You're not doing anything. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right,
And
there's
this
a whole
is,
lot of people that wanna just complain and drag other people down, other patriots down that are trying to do something about the corrupt establishment, the stolen elections, and you're one of the few people out there, and it is really disheartening to see how other people will be I don't know if they're jealous, I don't know what their problem is, but they wanna drag each other down, and, I mean, hey, like, the Democrats, they go lock and step together no matter what any of them are doing. The problem inside, I think, the conservative realm or even the independent realm is everyone's so quick to try to like knock each other down or be crabs in the bucket, you know?
well,
Um, and so we need to stop doing that. I mean,
well,
when you see
Millie,
someone like Tori out there kicking butt, like help a girl out and seriously, just recognize what she's doing and that she's doing it for everyone,
you know, you
right?
know, Millie, I had an interview earlier, right, with someone, and he was saying something, and it just had the aha moment, and I was thinking, I know what their problem is. Do you know that out of all the affidavits filed in regards to the election of 2020, I was the only one that was smeared by global media? Nobody else. Yet they found Josh Merritt, that spider was lying, right? And everything. Nobody said I lied on my affidavit. They just smeared my character. Because if anybody reads it today, they're like, damn, everything she said was true. And it's like, so I was smeared by the leftist media. Then the right was using what the left put out about me to amplify it because I've been fighting without, the people helping me, right? All by myself. You know that because we know each other personally, right? From way before anything. And, it's so odd to just watch the right. And it's like, it's almost like the Republicans, there's two parties, the McCain Tea Party guys and the MAGA,
Right.
right? Because there's people that actually want freedom, want free speech, want all this free stuff. But then the others, they're like, no, 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 we need the two-party system, you know? And if you notice, all the politicians now are a little bit on their heels. Cruz, Rubio, they're like, oh, it works. America just needs a two-party system because we all have one common goal. And I was like, did he
Well,
just spell out the definition of uniparty?
Tori, I mean, I think what it really boiled down to was if you actually paid attention to what was going on in 2016, originally you had the grassroots kind of riding in with Trump when he was a candidate. And then
Right?
you had the establishment, even Fox News, all them, right? They were coming out against Trump. You had these never
Uh-huh.
Trumpers out there, right? And then it wasn't until after Trump won and became president, despite the establishment trying to knock him and do everything they could, even establishment right wingers that are now sitting there and, riding Trump's coattails, right? Um, it's important to notice that, there was the original people who were there that were helping Trump. And then after Trump got in, here come all these establishment people, kind of sheep dipped in sheep's clothing, and now, they're the people representing all the MAGA people, or they're the people representing, the independents, the conservatives, right? And they're just establishment sheep dipped in grassroots clothing.
I know. And that's the thing. And it's like, like I always say, hate me now, love me later, you know? And it's going to be like that because right now it's like you're picking a red cage or a blue cage. Like I told my Ohio voters, you want a red cage, you vote LaRose. You want a blue cage, you vote Clark. You want no cage, you vote Maris. And that's the way it is because it's an illusion that you have a choice. You know, the
Right.
same people that locked us down, that let businesses fire us, right? Because if I was Secretary of State, there wouldn't have been any firing. It would have been like, I'm sorry, did you just say you're going to fire them? Oh, I'm the Secretary of State. I'm in charge of your business. Yeah, you can't do business in my state. I know that
There you go.
yeah, I know that if God wills it, and for some strange reason, even though I've had literally 2 weeks to campaign, right, was put on the ballot 45 days before the election, that I actually win, right? I'm going to be fought by the attorney general. I'm going to get, you're going to watch the ugliest thing happen. Could you imagine if I actually won on Tuesday? First of all,
That would be crazy. That would be
the
amazing,
business,
first of
it
all,
would
and
be
I
the,
think you have a good chance though, Tori. I'm gonna say, like, I actually do think you have a good chance. You guys, if you don't know Frank LaRose, he's actually I know a lot of my followers are, either Republican or even independents, um, or maybe even not sure, right? But Frank LaRose, who's the Republican Secretary of State, he's the current Secretary of State. He said that the 2020 election was the most secure, like, election. He said it was a secure election, right? So, I mean, you could vote Republican, but is it really going to even be that much better than if you were to vote Democrat, right? So, I mean, I think the point is we need to get rid of the Liz Cheneys, right? And Frank LaRose,
yeah.
in my mind, represents a Liz Cheney.
Well, for me, Frank LaRose, the biggest problem for me was, um, it was, uh, that he forfeited our information sovereignty, right? The Secretary of State is literally that, a secretary. I got one up. I got the glasses. I can pull off the secretary look, right? But they just maintain information. That's the majority and then oversee elections, right? Those are the two main components. Well, information in 2022 is cyber infrastructure. In 2019, he handed that over to the federal government. Our election servers run on DHS IPs. Everything that's stored is as data in Ohio is actually monitored and mined and hosted by the federal government. So where's the sovereignty of the state? And not only that, he's an official um, federal DHS advisor. His second in command is the lead on the ERIC program. He heads up the DHS disinfo division. Like it is the most insane thing I have ever seen where I see, Republicans saying, well, we just vote him instead of blue. And it's like, but you have a viable option that's actually what you want. So why would you do that? So, and he's so corrupt. He made the jobs, Ohio, that unemployment goes through and everything, a partner with the World Economic Forum. And then you're like, he's dirtier than the left. At least the one that's running on the left hasn't done anything. She's just been casted for the role. So, you know, it's just going to be incredible, if I actually win. It'll be the biggest middle finger to the whole nation's establishment. Could you imagine unseating an incumbent? That's insane. That's literally
Right.
insane.
It is insane. I mean, I think that we see independent candidates win elections, and I think that we're going to start to see that more and more when the only option is establishment Democrat or establishment Rhino, right? Like no one wants that. We realize that that's the problem, and we're kind of stuck into the two-party system here. And I think that a lot of people that supported Trump, it was because they felt like he was kind of taking over the Republican Party, right? He was taking it back. And so, I think that I think that more people are going to actually start supporting candidates regardless of their party status. You know, more so based on, are they a legitimate American that is not an establishment person, that isn't trying to sell out our country, that will do what's best for their constituents. So definitely.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, definitely. And that's the thing. You know, everyone needs to understand that, in politics, it's all a show. And that's what the documentary that has been put together, and I can say, is a prelude to the J6 stuff. I mean, you gave the world PSYOP the Steel, which was incredible because it was like right in the moment, with going through what you had, using instinct. I mean, we were there, right? So, but the J6, which is lights, camera, J6, it'll make more sense after you watch Enjoy the Show. So today, we're going to be premiering it exclusively at 7 p.m. on Quicks, and then it'll be on my locals exclusively only for my annual subscribers
Well,
today.
Tori, it's already 7 p.m., so I just want to let people
Okay,
know that
yeah.
we're running a little behind. It's
Yeah, we
7:07 right
are.
now,
We
but
are.
we are streaming on QX right now. Actually, let me see if
Oh,
I
that's
can show.
fantastic.
Let me see if I can show them really quick. Hold on, just the full screen. Okay, so just so you guys can see, we are actually streaming live on QUX right now. There's a little bit of a relay, and I look like I'm in infinites, but that's just because I'm, this is actually the live stream happening right now. But when I put on Tori, let's see if I can put her on full screen. Well, I guess you won't be able to see it if I put
Yeah.
Tori on full screen.
Me? Uh,
Sorry, Tori.
yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
good.
we are going to be premiering Tori's new film, Enjoy the Show, on QUX very shortly. We're not going to be premiering it on any of my social media channels right now that we're streaming on for multiple reasons. Okay. First of all, the QUX users are going to get this free watch where you don't have to pay to watch this show. It's literally free on QUX. And you're going to get to watch it right now tonight, live premiering. The other thing is that when we put out, when Shadowgate was put out, right? That got banned like almost everywhere on social media.
Oh my gosh,
And
Millie,
this
they
film
still
is
owe
going
me the
to
money
be,
that you made on that. It was like
I,
$8,000. They banned my
yeah,
channel, remember?
I got nothing, and neither did Tori, because the it was banned everywhere. Okay, banned everywhere, including on certain other platforms that say they don't ban stuff. But yeah, it was banned everywhere, and so this video is just as controversial. It is eye opening. It's really going to show you who these people are, who the agencies are that are behind the wag the dog style psyops, I guess you would say, in America right now. And so it really kind of gives you that behind the scenes. It's goes into some history. I mean, it's really good, guys. I was glued watching this thing, and I only watched I saw like the first 40 minutes that you sent me, Tori, but I really am looking forward to watching the rest of the film, honestly.
Yeah,
So
it's
if you guys have your QX boxes, if you guys were people who got QX, you're probably already watching this live right now, or if you aren't, get on your box right now. And guys, if you haven't yet gotten a QX TV box, why not? Okay, I've already been hooking up other content creators. They're starting to stream their shows on there now. People who've been banned across YouTube, banned across other social media platforms. So if you guys do want to get your QX TV box, go to QXTV.com. I am going to screen share this really quick before we go there. And hold on, guys, because I'm going to be playing a trailer of this movie after I finish sharing this screen here. So let me see if I can go ahead and screen share. There we go, right here. All right, so there it is. So I think I'm sharing it, right? There we go. So there it is, QUX.TV. Right there. Go to QX.TV where with your QX box, you can become a content creator where you can create content, live stream, upload videos, connect in your other social media onto there. You can become a merchant. Essentially, if you're somebody who owns a small business, you could be selling your products on there. You could be working out deals with other content creators to get your products out there on other portals by becoming an advertiser. Literally making your own ads, putting it on other content creators. So if you're somebody who has a business, who maybe you want to support somebody like me or somebody like Tori, I mean, you could be advertising your business on our shows right now as we speak. I mean, get out there, create your account. Also, you could be engaging in private encrypted transactions using QUX tokens inside a private hardware network where big tech cannot spy on you. This is the solution to all the data collection, solution to the coming social credit score systems, the solution to the surveillance police state that they're building up around all the collection of our data. And, you know, this is where it's going. I mean, this is where we need to be going. We need to be looking towards privacy and security. And that's what inevitably QX offers is privacy and security. So make sure you guys check that out. I'm going to show you. Just click on the shop button right there at the top part of the screen or where it says get started. And you can get your QX TV box today. All right, Tori. So let's go ahead and we're going to play the movie trailer. You still there, Tori?
Sorry, I muted.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and oh, you're muted. How are you muted?
Oh, I muted myself.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's go ahead and play the movie trailer for Tori's movie. Enjoy the show.
Psychological operations, PSYOPs for short, have their own divisions in the U.S. military and are used by agencies to manipulate what you know.
Good evening, I'm Ron Burgundy.
Entertainment, news, and media are the front lines of the new war. A fifth-generation war of perceptions, manipulating information to control you and your governments. This is a rare sneak peek behind the curtain of how governments and their intelligence agencies deceive and manipulate you. Enjoy the show. The movie you have been watching and participating in. The question you should ask is, who is running the show? Decision time. Spectator or participant? How do you wake up the population?
All right.
Boom.
Bam. There it is.
Man, it was like so long of research. And then, you know, when you're making content like this, it has to be people that get it too. And that's the thing. I saw the script supervisor and all these people that contributed having these aha moments and saying, oh my gosh, we've been hoodwinked all our life. Where is my reality right now? But President Trump showed us that. And, you know, this documentary is the keystone to understand what happened at J6. And it kind of, you know, it talks about a lot of things, even, you know, the virus and stuff. You know, it talks about that.
Yeah, things that would get you banned, probably. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of the reason why we're not playing the whole film
Correct.
on my social media platforms here tonight.
Yeah, no, we shouldn't. And right now, I could say, um, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah,
It's
it is. So, I mean, make sure you guys watch it. So tonight you guys can watch it for free, like we said, on the QX TV box premiering. It's literally going to be on this same stream that we're streaming on currently right now on the QX TV box, guys. Right there, there it is. Okay, it's streaming it as we speak, and I noticed that some people in the comments, like, if you guys have any questions you want to ask Tori about her film or about her run for Secretary of State in Ohio, make sure you put those in the comments. I'm looking at the comments right now. I did notice I saw some people saying that they were having some struggles with their box, that they haven't got their box up and running yet. I just want to let you guys know that there is a QUX Telegram group. So make sure you're following the QX Telegram group. Oftentimes, some people will say, oh, no, I can't figure out what's going on. Mine's not working. They go into the Telegram group, and then there's like over 275 people in there that are all avid QX users that are there to help you. Also, Gavin's there to help you with customer support as well. He'll get you up and running. Oftentimes, it's literally just something as simple as an update or something really silly like that. So they will get you covered, get you going on your box. Get on there tonight. Get it fixed right now if you can. If you're still having problems, but you know, they work just fine. As you can see, clearly I'm streaming right here, okay? So we will get you helped. Make sure you go on the QUX Telegram, okay? If not, you can always call the customer support line right here on the website on QX.TV and leave a voicemail, okay? That is key. Leave a voicemail and you will get a call back and you will get somebody who will literally spend time on the phone with you and get you up and running. Okay,
Yeah,
guys?
it's kind of like the eagle has landed, you know? Um,
Okay.
when that happens, you know? It's that's the way it is. It's like super done, you know?
Okay. So the eagle has landed. All right. So let's go ahead and see where we're at here. Okay. So Tori, do you want to kind of answer some of these questions? Let me see. Do you guys have any
Yeah,
questions for Tori
yeah.
right now
Any
while we're getting the
questions?
film? Any questions for Tori?
Any? Does anybody I want people to know, just one second. I want people to know that this documentary, the audio I did at the end of September and then in October a few times because I was sick with that ear infection in September and then October, I was still getting over it and I was traveling. So it'd be like, hey, we need a voiceover. And it's like, yeah, so I'm getting on the plane right now. So we had to kind of really work on that and try to get it together in the right way. So they have been fantastic the way it's coming in. Let's see. Let me look at the questions. I can see them. Well, so today it's only on QUX exclusively at 7, but we're running late, of course, because we're having a chit chat. And at 9 p.m., it'll be available on locals. So, and that's only for like my annual subscribers and people that are going to just pay whatever the price is to enter. Now, the reason we've done this is for the Lights Camera J6. I don't want someone taking my content because I'm already upset that CNN stole my footage about Pelosi with the whole punching thing. And that was my fault. I trusted a journalist who trusted another journalist. Whatever. It's like these people just want to scoop and to control the narrative of the story, which is so annoying. But I digress. So that's what's happening. And then I will have that premiering on a stream. And I'm actually contemplating on streaming it on YouTube because I don't want to get banned. But on the other hand, it's a documentary and I shouldn't be banned for free speech. I look forward to hearing all the feedback from all of you, either through Truth Social, where you can follow me at Maris, or on Telegram and see, what you guys think about it and how you feel about it. So I'm really excited to see what you guys think. Anyone that has seen it and the people that were putting it together were all pretty much like, wow, we've been hoodwinked. And that actually drove them to do even more. So that's basically how it goes. That's it. Let me see any more questions. I can't even read these. Is everyone like typing at the same time?
Tori. So, do you want to answer some of the questions that people have here?
Yeah, I'm like trying to see Sasquatch. I'm not seeing any. A
Oh,
lot of
okay.
people love
I'll
your
read
hair.
some of them to
A
you.
lot of people love your hair. I do too. I love your
Oh,
hair.
thank you.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It is
Thanks.
fantastic. Let's see.
Okay.
Politicians.
What or who is behind the hoodwinking? I think by hoodwinking they might mean the psyop.
Yeah, the psyop. Well, it's
Yeah,
been
like the
going on
wag the
for
dog style
yeah, it's been going
theatrics
on
that
for
we see.
100 years. 100 years. Not something new. I mean, when President Trump started saying fake news, I was like, damn, finally somebody said it, right? But it's like, why didn't anybody else like figure this out 20 years ago because it was happening 30 years ago? You know what I mean? But it's kind of like the thing that I put in, is the the counting of the software, right? 2020 was stolen, this, that, right? All your politicians and Republicans are telling you how stolen it was. And none of them are doing what they're legally allowed to do, which is actually look at the counting software and see that, hey, indeed, there is nothing. I have to take this call, Millie. I'm just gonna pop off for a sec.
All right, so we're having a little bit of technical issues as far as Tori getting the movie to me to stream. So it might take a little bit of time here, and I think she's kind of handling it right now on her end. But I'll answer some of your guys' questions here in the live chat. All right, so what are some of your guys' questions? You guys are going really fast here. So does the film reveal who or what is behind this hundreds of years hoodwinking? Okay, we already got that one. I think she answered it. How do you feel about Nancy Pelosi's refusal to use the National Guard from President Trump? Yes. Okay, so Nancy Pelosi, it was not only Nancy Pelosi, it was Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell. They were both the ones who were in charge of their sergeant of arms of the House and the sergeant of arms of the Senate. So it's a sergeant of arms job to keep the Capitol building safe. And so it would have fallen under Mitch McConnell, okay, and Nancy Pelosi, not just Nancy Pelosi. So I believe that, we've heard some of the Democrats and they've made arguments that Trump should be criminally charged because of negligence, essentially, and not doing enough to call people off or whatever. Well, what about Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi? They should be held accountable for not having the proper safety and security there. There were threats that protest groups were making to take over the Capitol and take over government buildings. I was reporting this to the DC Metro Police, Secret Service, DHS, and my inside source was sending it off to the FBI as well. So these agencies were well aware that there were groups, these left-wing groups, even in the Zoom chats that we had, that were threatening to take over government buildings. And January 6th was one of the hot button dates that they had. So these agencies met with the Capitol Police Chief and with the Sergeant of Arms, which the Sergeant of Arms is kind of like that go-between for Nancy and also for Mitch McConnell. All right? So they completely were complicit in allowing the Capitol building to be made vulnerable. And I believe it was intentional, okay? Because the DC mayor and the DC police called in the National Guard. So the surrounding area in Washington, DC had the National Guard there. I mean, buildings were boarding up their windows. They were bracing for protests or even riots, who knows what, okay? So there's no argument that, "Oh, we didn't know. Oh, we thought that it was gonna be, a peaceful event." Even if you think something's gonna be peaceful, if you have other radical groups out there saying or making threats of violence, then it's probably a good idea when you literally have like 1 million people showing up to Washington, D.C., to have a little bit of, backup, a little bit of reinforcements, to have some kind of proper fencing, right? But look at how quickly they had that all up right after January 6th happened. I mean, it was like they left everything so open and vulnerable, and then literally right after that, it was just like absolute police state, absolute surveillance. I mean, it was just insane. The people who, some of the people who attended the January 6th protest that was peaceful, right? They were hanging out outside of their hotels, and I was one of them. And a lot of people were just hanging out outside, smoking cigarettes at the hotel they're staying at, right? And the police was so militant. I mean, they had such a force there that was like almost like sitting all there waiting on the sidelines for this event to happen, only then to jump in and be, police state again. And they were actually like, I swear it was like over 100 police officers and just tons, rows and rows of police cars showed up in riot gear. The police were in riot gear, acting extremely militant, surrounding the people around the hotel and shoving them back into the hotel and getting into it physically with the people staying at the hotel. And that was when they had that curfew and the lockdown, and no one was allowed to be on the street. So, it was like they had this very I mean, they had everyone sitting there, but they had them all sitting there with stand down orders until after January 6th happened, which is very reminiscent to Charlottesville, in my opinion, because I was there at Charlottesville. I saw how literally they had rows of police in riot gear. They had rows of police just sitting off to the side, including National Guard sitting off to the side, and they just weren't doing anything, like when all hell was breaking loose at Charlottesville, I'm like, "What's going on?" I said something to the police. I'm like, "What are you doing? Like, why aren't these people stopping it? Why are they letting this happen? Why aren't the police getting in between the two protest groups to keep the peace and protect the safety of the individuals out here? Because there are a lot of people out here peacefully protesting." And they're like, "Well, sorry, we have stand-down orders." And we're just kinda laughing and just like, "Well, nothing we can do." And so that was originally when I was sounding the alarm, blowing and letting everyone know with Charlottesville, because I was there, that they had been given stand down orders. So with Charlottesville, there were stand down orders. With January 6th, Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell gave the orders via their sergeant of arms to not have the National Guard there and essentially let everything be chaotic, right? So, yeah, I definitely think that there's something to that. Absolutely, there's something to that, and that's what they don't want us talking about. So, I think this is why it's so important to actually make sure you do get out and vote during the midterms, because we need to have that massive wave at the ballot box. We need to vote all these corrupt establishment people out. We need to vote in real American candidates that are going to get to the bottom of these issues, that are going to investigate. We do need to have an actual January committee, like an actual January investigation committee that will actually get to the bottom and investigate what really happened. And that includes investigating Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell. Okay? That's what we need to do. We need to investigate these people who did this. And we need to investigate and look into how, Ashley Babbitt, who was a protester, was shot and killed inside the Capitol building. There's no reason why Ashley Babbitt should be dead. She wasn't warned. When Michael Byrd shot her, he was standing off to the side, like hidden, right? Just off to the side. And then he just kind of pops up out of nowhere and shoots her right when she's standing up there through the window. I guarantee, had he stood right point blank in front of her, had his gun up and said, "Get back or I'll shoot," get back or I'll shoot. Get back. She probably would have gotten back and been like, okay, whoa, right? But that's not what happened. It just gunned her down, right? Just boom, so that they could then say, look at this blood on Trump's hands, right? It's, yeah, it's disgusting. There needs to be an investigation. Yeah, and then exactly like what Morals 22 said, what about Ray Epps? Where is Ray Epps? Right? What about the FBI? The FBI's involvement. How many FBI agents were working in the field January 6th? What about the FBI's role in, COINTELPRO operations on many of these conservative groups, some of which who they're pointing the finger at now for January 6th? What about some of these FBI agents working with left-wing protest groups that we caught inside the Sunrise Exposed Zoom chats? Those government employees, bureaucrats, FBI agents, DHS sized employees to be investigated. Why were you talking about taking over government buildings? Right? So definitely. I mean, I think that, what I don't want to see happen is I don't want to see the Republicans get the House and the Senate and then just say, we're just going to get rid of the J6 Select Committee. And then we're going to essentially just forget about it, right? Let's just wipe it all away. No, actually, I think we should not forget about it. I think we need to actually investigate what really happened, and this time bring in people who could testify to the criminal relationships that the Democrat Party has with some of these groups and organizations. So, okay, so yeah. Let me check here to see if we've got the film or the movie yet. Doesn't look like it. Okay, we're going to do the first one. All right. So, all right, guys. So, I'm going to go ahead and start streaming the film here shortly. Where is it, Gavin? Help me out here. Hold on. I'm going to play this while.
Psychological operations, PSYOPs for short, have their own divisions in the U.S. military and are used by agencies to manipulate what you know.
Good evening, I'm Ron Burgundy.
Entertainment, news, and media are the front lines of the new war. A fifth-generation war of perceptions, manipulating information to control you and your governments. This is a rare sneak peek behind the curtain of how governments and their intelligence agencies deceive and manipulate you. Enjoy the show. The movie you have been watching and participating in. The question you should ask is, who is running the show? Decision time. Spectator or participant? How do you wake up the population?
Audio's unmuted. All right, everyone. So we're going to be starting the live premiere now on QUX. So get on there if you want to. We might have a couple minutes in between the movie starting. So this is your chance to kind of switch on over off of YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, all these other platforms. Enjoy the show on QUX. I guess enjoy the show on your QX TV box. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. And jump on and follow me over on your QX TV box. All right.